What's up, Chris? What's up, TJ? What's up, Tulu? I said, what's up, Scoot? You know, we're gonna wait just a few minutes, see if we can get some people on here. And we're just gonna put these engine mounts in. I said I wasn't gonna go live today. I told a lie. Oh, me. What's up, Bruce? Everybody doing good today? It's 7 a.m. on Wednesday. It's 7 a.m. Hey, it's 10 o'clock on Monday. It's Monday here. Is it still? It's Monday. It's Monday here. So, woo. Everybody good today? I didn't do the 8 o'clock wake up call today. I'll do it tomorrow. I got some good stuff. I've been writing some stuff down. I got 3 days worth of stuff. Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. 8 o'clock wake up stuff in my book. Stuff comes to my head and I write it down. Good deal, good deal. We're gonna wait about 2 minutes, see if anybody else comes in. So I gotta talk, whatever. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna put the engine mounts. These is what's gonna hold the engine up. These are the gussets. So they'll actually be like that. So this will go across the tubing, which is like this. And then that welds like that. And then I'll show you when we get down there so it makes more sense. But these are a little long, so I'm gonna have to trim. I'm gonna trim 2 inches off. I'm gonna trim 2 inches here, which will bring this down 2 inches, all right? I'm sorry. Oh, you getting all your stuff? Oh, that's right. You getting all your stuff moved over this weekend from your old van to your new van. People don't understand, man. It takes a lot. That's why I try to keep my shop clean every day. Every day at the end of the day. It don't matter if it's 11 o'clock at night, if it's 1 o'clock in the morning. I don't care what time it is. I spend about 30 minutes cleaning up the shop, putting stuff where it's supposed to go, doing all that, because if you let that shit get away from you, do you ever work on classic vehicles? What's your definition of classic, Patrick? Yeah, it takes a toll on you. Oh man, we got 24 people on here. Let's go ahead and get after it. All right, let's get going. All right, so let me show you what we got going on. Yes, I know I got shorts on and I know I got t-shirt on, and I really don't care. Yeah. Well, Patrick Stanley, I take it that you're new to the channel, boss man. I take it you new to the channel. So if you stick around long enough, you'll see what old Jay works on. You'll see what old Jay works on if you stick around long enough. Yes, sir. Well, I kind of knew you was new when you was asking the questions. That's okay. Ask all the questions you want to ask, because that's what this is about. This is about community. This is about everything, man. So, yeah. So stick around. What's up? What's up, Kyle? All right, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, this is what we got going on. So this goes right here. All right. But you see, it doesn't go where it needs to go, because I need to go this. A 71 Impala. I got a 63 Impala here. So this right here is going to go right there. So you got to trim this to get that to it. And then once that's done, then yeah, I got a 63. You don't know if you can see it. Yeah, there's a 63 over there. I took the battery out to charge it. And that's a 54 Bel Air coupe. That's an 86 square body, also known as Nate Dog. That's an 84 Cutlass, also known as OG6. That right there is a 68 C10. That's a 61 Ford box truck. That's a 61 Ford box truck. And if you hadn't figured it out already, this is the chassis that was built in this shop with parts. So if you knew, last week, it was just parts, rails and everything. Everything was built right there. So let's get, all right, so right here, I already got this one marked up. I need to cut 2 inches off, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna measure at 1 and I'm gonna cut it at 1 and I'm gonna see what that looks like. And well, Patrick, man, I really appreciate that. I really do. Welcome to the family, everybody's family. So, yeah, so we got this going on. Custom speaker boxes. Hold on a sec. I'll give you a little tour. Custom speaker boxes. Full air ride. This car right here is getting hydraulics. This one's getting the 2-pump system. Switches, front, back, side to side, and 3-wheel motion. It's getting the LS swap. Oh, let's just give Patrick a tour, y'all. Let's just give Patrick a tour. This is a 68 C10. All the exhaust is sent to get jet coated. All custom boxes. It's dusty because I've been sanding on it. It's got Dakota digital gauges. It's a 5-speed. It's got QA1 suspension. QA1 suspension. It's got a TKM engine. It's got a custom cold air intake built in-house. It's got a 6.0 in it that's built to a 408. It's supposed to make right at 1,000 horsepower. Yeah, all QA1 stuff. Hold on, let me get this camera down so I can show you. It's got all QA1. Come on, camera. Come on, camera. Come on, camera. Come on, camera. All QA1. I don't know what hell happened right there, boys and girls. Y'all gonna have to, all QA1 stuff. Functional ram air. Functional ram air. So, since you're new, you missed it. We built a custom cold air intake, the tube. The box fits that. It comes in there. It comes out. It'll be back in 14 days from the jet coater. And then there's a custom air box here. You can go back and watch some old videos and see for that. But everything's dusty in here, man, until it gets a bath. Custom roll pan. All QA1 suspension. All Q1 suspension. Hey Buster, I appreciate that Norris. You talking about from Brian Tooley? Is that what you talking about? It's got 315s on the back. Man, y'all are rocking this morning, man. Man, I tell you what, the chat's on fire, and I ain't even got to work yet. Yesterday I went to a lowrider show yesterday. Got some motivation yesterday. All right, hold y'all gonna have to, man, this thing's going crazy again. Hold on, come on, get right. Yeah, BDR is good stuff, man. If I was picking anything, if I was doing anything, I would go TKM. This is all TKM engine right here, all everything. I would either go TKM or BTR. Speakers are in here. Y'all gonna have to, so you got speakers in there. Everything's held in with magnets. This lights up LEDs. And then this is all held in. See this? This is all held in with earth magnets. And they pretty strong. Look, they picking up. Has wood grain interior. Like I said, it's dusty. It's dusty. It's dusty. And just as soon as, ooh, pollen is whooping me. And I know I've told everybody, but just as soon as I get with Tulu, we're going to give one of these toolboxes away. We're going to do a live giveaway on one of these toolboxes. Because we hit 3,000 members, 3,000 subscribers, not members. We hit 3,000 subscribers. And we're going to give away one of these toolboxes. Okay? And then we're going to give away some laser etched Yeti cups or tumblers. So that's it. This right here is a 302 out of a 94 GT Mustang, completely rebuilt. It's got a little hot cam in it, nothing major. It's getting all EFI Holley, the new Holley Sniper 2 system. No, this one's getting a Terminator Max. I got a 78 C10 or 78 F100 or F150 that's getting the new Sniper 2. This is getting a Terminator Max system. That looks like I got it sitting right here because I had to take it off. Right here it is. Right here, it looks, all right. Yeah, this come out of a 94 GT, had like 100,000 miles on it. Rebuild it, bored it 20 over, put a little hot cam in it, nothing major. Guy wanted an automatic. That's a AOD, automatic non-electrical. Had it checked out, it's all good. It's just dirty. But all this will get took apart and painted. This is just a fabrication stage. Once everything gets put together and everything works, once everything's done, it'll get blown apart, and then the chassis is going to get powder coated. Everything will get painted, and we'll go from there. This is the stock rear end that was underneath the box truck. It's been completely tore apart and rebuilt. All Moser axles, 373 gears, disc brake conversion. This is a parallel 4-link with a Z-bar. This is representing the coilovers. They should be here this week, hopefully. We can put the coilovers on. This is representing ride height. This is ride height, so once everything is done, I'll cut everything loose and then put the bump stops. Going to build a tricked out custom transmission support mount to hold the transmission. Also going to make it adjustable where it adjusts up and down if I need to adjust the pinion angle. Got to put the coilovers in the front. This thing has got rack and pinion. So the parts on this thing, he can go to the part store and get anything he wants to. So the rotors are Granada rotors. The calipers are 69 Chevelle. The rack and pinion is a 72 Pinto. The upper and lower control arms are Camaro base, so it's like a 3rd gen Camaro. This front suspension is based off of a Mustang 2 with some tweaks. So that's that. So once all this is attached where it won't move, I'm going to put this up on the lift, and then I'm going to roll the chassis underneath it, and then I'm going to make the torque boxes. I'm going to make the torque boxes like this, and I'm going to put a plate on the top, and I'm going to weld a nut in there so when you look down, it'll be a threaded nut, and I'm going to locate these on the bottom of the box. I'm going to locate them on the bottom of the box for the body mounts, and then I'm going to weld these to the chassis all the way down so they'll be nice and torque box. So the original chassis just had a piece of 2x2 angle with some holes punched in it, and I just think that looks unfinished. So that's where we're at. And these right here, like I said, there'll be 4 on this side and 4 on the other side, so they'll be located something like this, which I think it'll give a nice clean look. And then there'll be it'll be plate on the top with a threaded hole. It'll actually be a nut welded on the bottom, and then the bolt comes in through the top to secure this to that. So that's that, and then I'll be able to exhaust. Those are the headers off of the Mustang. They actually worked out pretty good. So all my exhaust will be jet hot coated. So I ordered a 2-inch exhaust kit, and I'm gonna build an exhaust kit for this thing, and then I'll blow it apart. I'll take it up to jet coater, and have it jet coated. That's that. Any other questions? If not, man, we got 72 people on here, man. Man, why don't we have 72 thumbs up? Is that the box truck? Yeah, this is it. Yeah. Yeah, so this, okay, so this is going on that. So if nobody didn't, I'm sorry if I lost anybody and nobody knew, because I keep saying F100 because that's what this is. This is I think it's like 90-inch wheelbase F100 chassis. The original chassis is down there in the woods, and it was a straight axle, straight 300, 2-speed power glide. I mean, it was cobbled up mess. So this guy wanted to build a whole new chassis. So that's what I'm doing for him. I'm building a whole new chassis from scratch because he wants to drive this thing and enjoy it. So that's what we're going to do. So this right here, Woody, I appreciate that, man. I really do. This right here is a 1961 Ford box truck, but the box truck is not Ford. The box truck, the body is by right there. Can y'all see that? Aero Ot Bodies, Athens, New Jersey. See that? So that is what the bot, and you know what else is crazy, y'all? Y'all know what else is crazy? Y'all know what else is crazy? The crackheads didn't find this. You know why? It's all aluminum. The whole thing is aluminum. The only thing that's metal on this thing is the threshold plates. It's these right here. That's metal. I got to redo the doors, so I got to get some metal or some aluminum. Going to take these doors out and build new doors. Now, y'all just have to mind the mess. But this whole thing is aluminum. I mean aluminum. When I media blast this thing and stripped all the paint off of it, this is CRE 321 epoxy. This thing is aluminum. The whole thing is aluminum. So he wants, man, he's got so much stuff he wants to do. The glass is getting cut at the glass shop. I got to find somewhere where I can get these handles because he don't have no keys. And we got to find either send them off and get them re-chromed, get them retumblered or something. We got to do something. But he wants to, see, that's the pockets for the doors, right? Man, we got 103 people on here. How come we don't have 103 thumbs up? Come on, fellas, ladies, boys and girls. So those doors slide in those pockets. So we got to take the pockets apart to get the doors out and then build new doors, which will be pretty simple. I say pretty simple. Just get some 5051 aluminum from over at Stock Car Steel, trace those out, cut them out, build some new doors, put some, probably some polypropylene inserts instead of using OSB. Those doors had OSB plywood in them, and that's why they just deteriorated. But put something in there like polypropylene or something of that. He wants a rear-mounted. Do you weld? He wants to put a rear-mounted AC system on here, so this thing stays warm or stays cold. Excuse me. He wants to build a custom seat over here and a custom seat over here. And then he wants to build some bench seats all the way around. DTG, yes, sir, I do. Or yes, ma'am. I don't know, ma'am or sir. Yes, I do weld. Sorry, I was just reading out loud when I seen that. So, and then he wants interior in this thing. He wants bench seats in this thing. He wants really, really nice interior where he can put some people in here and ride. And I tell you something else he wants. Here, I tell you something else he wants. He told me that I could paint this thing any color I wanted. You better be careful when you tell Jay that I got an open color palette because there is no telling what I will come up with. There is no telling what I will come up with. I promise you. I promise you. If you give me an open palette, let me show you. Tell me I can paint whatever. Man, you might get Look at the daggone polish. I ain't gonna be able to breathe after this. Man, you might get, y'all might get daggone. That man, they ain't no telling what you're gonna get. You might get a custom candy green. Look, there's Hollywood. 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 Y'all hold on. Camera's going stupid again. Hollywood. What you doing, fat boy? I mean, you give me an open pallet, they ain't no telling what you're gonna get. But let me tell you what I'm gonna do. All right, so this is what I'm gonna do. Y'all stay with me, right? I love pastel colors, pastels, okay? This thing is a 1960, right? So what was in 1960? What was in 1960? Not the bad stuff. We don't want to talk about the bad shit. I'm talking about the cool shit. Like, you had pastel colors in bathroom. You had all you had all kinds of cool stuff. You know what I mean? You had lavenders and pearls and pinks and blues and robin egg blue and Holly, I'm trying to talk. What? You had all of these 50s and 60s colors, right? And I'm not talking about the psychedelic colors. I'm not talking about the LSD. 503 green, see? My man Woody know 503 green. Y'all want to know what 503 green looks like? Let me show you. That right there is 503 green. That's 503 green right there. This right here is seafoam green that I put white, green, gold, and mystical green pearls over top of it to give it that. This thing changes like 5, 6 different colors. But it started off as seafoam green. That right there, that tailgate right over there, that's 503 green, which is actually more of a blue. Look at Hollywood. So this is what's up, Ray? So this is what I'm gonna do. Y'all stay with me, play dead. Look at that son of a gun. Holly, show everybody your belly. Show everybody your belly. Show everybody your belly. So show them. Show everybody your belly. Look, I'm as big as I am round. Look at it. Look, Ollie. Oh, rub my belly. So, no, I'm not messing with you no more. All right, so stay with me. Man, we up the 125, man. Come on, there's 100 people that need to hit the thumbs up button. Hit the thumbs up button. It's up there at the top, the 3 little dots. So this is what we're gonna do. Y'all bear with me. All right? Holly, what? Can't you see we trying to talk here? Or do you want to tell them? All right? So we're gonna paint the top. I'm gonna have to paint this thing in stages because it's so effing big. Gonna have to paint the top. We'll paint the top white. So the top will be white. The ball cap brow, it'll be white, okay? This will be white, okay? Y'all bear with me. This will be white. Bear with me. This will be white. This will be white. And potentially this will be white. Okay? Then this will be seafoam green. This will be seafoam green. The door will be seafoam green. Excuse me. This will be seafoam green. This will be seafoam green. This will be seafoam green. And this will be seafoam green. Look, play dead. So if you can visualize it, it's going to be 2 different colors. The top is going to be seafoam green and white. It's going to give it that 60s pastel color scheme, right? So That way, by doing it that way, I can do any color interior that I want. I could do a soft gray, I could do a brown, I could do any kind of colors I want inside. Okay? All right? So when you give me an open palette, beware, because there ain't no telling what Jay's brain's gonna come out with. Y'all look at that. Y'all don't know nothing about that. Then on the side right here, oh yeah, and then he wants to put steely wheels. So once I get the body put on there, I can measure the wheels. He wants to put steel wheels with hubcaps, with dog dish hubcaps. So what we'll do is I'll think about it. I don't know, we'll either do white face wheels with seafoam caps. He's like a daggone dog. He wants you to rub his belly. Y'all rub his belly. Rub his belly. So, and then on the side, the only request that he had was keep it forward. He said that he wanted to keep it forward because he was a die-hard Ford guy. And he wanted to put a logo on the side that said Pop's Bait and Tackle. So he wanted to keep it forward. Check, we're keeping it forward. And he wants to put a logo on the side that says Pop's Bait and Tackle. Check. Holly. I'm not. So that's that. So we're going white on the top. Hold on, Chris, I get with you. Go white on the top. It's going to be two-tone, white and seafoam, and then some steely wheels. I'm going to try to put the widest tire I can put on the back because that thing's got a little ump to it, and I'm sure he'll probably get on it and spin a wheel. And so that's that. So back to this. Chris, no, I did not bend the frame rails, but I now have somebody local, well, they're about an hour away from me, that can bend the rails. I got somebody that I met yesterday at the lowrider show, and they told me that they have purchased a Bailey bender to do mandrel tubing. I got these from Mike from Cornfield Customs. So Mike at Cornfield Customs bent me the rails and these hoops, and he shipped them here. I told him what length I needed. I told him what chassis I had, and he already had the profile for the notch over the rear end and the notch for the front suspension. What? There is only 6 or 7 Bailey benders in the United States that can bend those tubing, and I know where 6 of them are. There's one in North Carolina right now. There's fixing to be 2 in North Carolina. The one I'm talking about is 5 and 2 Customs. 5 and 2 Customs. They told me yesterday that they have one coming. So that is the second one in the state of North Carolina. And then the rest of them are out west at other countries. Or not countries, other companies. But there's only 6 or 7. The last time I checked, and I may be wrong, if somebody knows different, let me know. But the last time I talked to Bailey, there's only 6 or 7 benders that can bend this tubing in the United States because they're so expensive, right? A lot of other places, they just lay it out and then they cut it and they pie cut it and they weld it together. And there's nothing wrong with that. Or they just I can buy the railing. I can buy this all day long. The tubing. Then I talked to a guy the other day. He says, if you just design your arch like GS material, like GSI Fab, that's what they do. They cut all their stuff out of sheet metal and then they weld it together. And I have looked at their chassis before too. They got really nice stuff. So, no, Scoot. It's CNC mandrel bend. They do not put heat to it. This thing is huge. It would take up this whole shop. And it will bend those things just, and it don't crank them. It don't put a crease in them or nothing like that. No, they don't heat it up. No, they don't add heat to it. Now, I'm sure it has heat in it from friction, from twisting it and bending it, but no, they don't heat none of this up to bend it, because if they heated it up, it'd be like that right there. So, any more, man, there's 132 people here on Sunday. That is freaking awesome. We need 100 more thumbs up. Paulin boy is whooping my ace. All right, boys and girls, don't beat me up. I got shorts on. I burnt up yesterday at that lowrider show. I was a dummy. I wore red tag Levi's and boots and a t-shirt and a ball cap, and my thermostat was stuck. If you haven't watched those lives for the lowrider show yesterday, I did them in 30-minute intervals, and I think they're active now. You can watch them. Go check them out. Let me know what you think, and go from there. So I'm going to go over here and I'm going to cut this thing 1 inch off, and then we're going to see if this thing fits. Do not beat me up. Asha's not here. Yes, I got on hey do's. Yes, I got on shorts. Yes, I got a t-shirt on, but I am going to wear safety glasses and ear protection, and we're going to cut this down. So y'all stay in tune. We're going to get it right here. And I got to blow my nose. Like 84 Cuddy said, I got my grandpa rag in my pocket. So I'm gonna go over here and I'm gonna cut this, and then we're gonna come back. Man, JJ, you could come by and see me. We in church. We in church. I don't know what kind of church we in, but I'm in it. I'm in it. I'm in it. I'm in it to win it. All right, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. Like I said, I'm gonna cut this thing 1 inch. I'm gonna cut 1 inch off of it first. I'd rather cut short than cut long. So, and I use a piece of tape. I'll take you over here and show you when I get it done. I take a piece of tape as a straight edge. All right, I'll show you. I'll take you over here and I'll show you right quick. So I measured over 1 inch, and then I took a piece of tape. Let me move my finger. I took a piece of tape and I just wrapped around it, so I'll just follow the tape, and that's 1 inch off, and then I'll check it, and if I need to cut it again, I'll cut it again. So let me get my stuff. Hey, I don't know if anybody. All right, look here. So these are the flapper wheels that I usually get, right, from Harbor Freight. You see that? See that? So that's the type. That's the type that goes on with the. That's the type that goes on. You put it on there, right, and then you put the locking ring on there and you spin it, right? Well, I picked up these because it said 4 times longer, 2 inch faster, and they're made out of ceramic grains, right? Steel and stainless. And these I had a coupon for, so I grabbed them, right? And when I ripped them open, and I was like, what? There's no need for no ring. It's done. It's one and done. Hey, Steven, you want me to tell you when that day is? Steven, you said one day I'm going to have a cruiser. Can't wait to ride around with my sons. Steven, you want me to tell you when that day is? I'll tell you when that day is. Just as soon as you, Woody, it actually says it's supposed to actually, I mean, look, Woody, look at the difference. I just used this one just for a second to see what look. I mean, look at the difference. I mean, they're tremendously. Yeah, I think these was like $2.99. No, because it's backwards threads. It's backwards threads. Just like, see, just like instead of like this way, right? Put that on there. Put your locking ring on there. I don't ever tighten it with a tool. That's tight enough, see? Right? So most people have to take the tool and break it off. I don't. I just, see, look. I just take them off. But see this one right here? You just hold the pin at the back, stick it on there. We'll see how they last. Like I said, they was on sale with a coupon. So this is a Hercules disc. Today, Steven, today. Today. Don't wait till tomorrow, today. Start doing it today. Start making plans today. Life's too short, buddy. Life's too short, I promise you. Life's too short. Yeah, Harbor Freight. Yeah, Harbor Freight. Let me turn the camera around so you can screenshot it. Let me turn the camera around, TJ, so you can screenshot it. Tell me when you got it, TJ. You got it, TJ? Okay. Yep. All right, here's the other side, TJ. You got it? Let me know when you got it. All right, there you go, buddy. Like I said. So, let's get started. Let's go over here and cut this thing back and see what we got going on. And then I'll move the camera down there and show y'all. Shout my brother out. His birthday, his name is Nicker. Bruce, which Bruce are you? Are you a different Bruce? We got another Bruce in here. I'm going through the comments, fellas and ladies, to make sure I didn't know Bruce Morse. So you're a different Bruce. So there's a Bruce Morse. Yeah, thanks, Ray. Different Bruce. Different Bruce. All right. All right, let me turn this thing around. Once I set this up, I'm not gonna move it again, fellas. All right, so you see I cut 1 inch off of it, and I still need to go down. So I'm gonna cut a 1/2 inch off this time. I'm not gonna cut a full inch. I'm gonna cut a 1/2 inch. Because what I want, the engine is from here to the oil pan is 10 inches. And on the other side, from here to there, it's 10 inches. I got the engine blocked up where it needs to set to clear the rack and pinion and the oil pan, where you can still service it if you need to take the oil pan out. So this needs to drop down and go under, okay? So the weight of the engine is setting. If you could draw an imaginary line, this is chromoly tubing. If you could draw an imaginary line up and over, I want the weight of the engine to be setting right here, right? This is where I want it to set, and then the gusset goes this way, right? So to get it to do that, I need it to drop down. I need it to drop down a little bit more. So I'm going to what's in the old square body? No, it's full air ride, and it's actually a V6, 4.3 V6. It's a 1986 Silverado 10 with a 4.3 V6 in it with 76,000 original miles. It's all full air ride, custom suspension, and only 4% were built with a 4.3 V6 in 1986. So. So I'm gonna trim off, I know I'm gonna trim off a 1/2 inch this time to see. Like I said, I'm gonna trim a 1/2 inch off this time, and then I'm gonna check it, because I'd hate to cut 1 inch. I'd hate to cut 1 inch and didn't need it, you know what I mean? Y'all stand by. All right, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, I got a 1/2 inch cut off, and like I said, I'm not moving the camera. Yep. Yeah, it has a turbo 400 in it. Yep, that's right, Woody. Now in '87, they changed it from C10 to R10, and it came more of an option. But in '86, it was this guy ordered it. So I still need to cut a little bit more off. So I'd rather trim a little and be safe than cut a lot and it be a mistake. Yeah, it has a turbo 400 in it too. Everybody keeps telling me to do an LS swap. Why would I do an LS swap? I had 60,000 miles on it when I got it. I got it running and driving, rebuilt the throttle body, all that stuff, and I put like 10,000 miles on it. It's my oldest son's truck. And then after I drove it for a year, then we started working on it. It runs and drives right now. I'm just waiting on I was waiting on the shock to get here, and the shock's here, so I need to put the shocks on it. He went and put tags and insurance on it 2 weeks ago, so I need to. He put insurance on it 2 weeks ago, so I need to put it on there so I can start driving. All right, I'm gonna cut another little bit off. Y'all hang tight. All right, boys and girls, that might be a winner right there. This right here, boys and girls, might be a winner. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Let me see. Yeah, this one's throttle bot. This one's fuel injector. All right, boys and girls, I'm gonna bring you over here, okay? So y'all hang tight. Let me pick the camera up. Let me pick it up. Let me pick it up. All right, so let me turn this thing around and I'll show you where we at. So this is where we at. See, that fits good. These are the engine mounts that I got, the isolators. That sets right there. That sets really, really good right there. Let me get you down here so you can see. I want this. Now I got to pick this up just a little bit. I want that like that. See that? This right here, so I can get a good weld all the way around it. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just tack it really, really good, because once everything gets took apart, I can get on the bottom and weld all the way around. So I'll just tack it really, really good here and here, real good. If you see the bottom right there, it's not flush. You see what I'm saying? Right? It's not flush. So what I need to do is I need to go from 0 to about the thickness of the hold on a second, fellas. Let me do something. Let me put this little damn extender out on this thing, see if I can. Y'all bear with me, okay? All right, there we go. Now I can do this. I can run the joystick and I can use my hand. All right, so what I'm gonna do is right here, right? I'm gonna use this as my little pointer. Once I get it on here and it's level, I put a little level on there, and then I make sure this is center in between this block, right? I'll make sure this is center in the cross member. I'll make sure this is center in this, and then once it's center, and I'll check my measurements, make sure everything's still, make sure nothing moved or got bumped. I will tack everything in place. But right here, weld a metal cylinder under it. I don't know what that means. So right here, see that zip tie can get underneath there. So what I'm gonna do is I'll go from 0 to a thickness of the cutoff blade. So I'll cut like a pie off of it. So what that will do, that will let this inner drop down. Therefore, if the inner drops down, the outer will touch, right? And once that happens, then that will set flush on the cross member. I don't know what that means neither. So, and then we'll go from there. You see, if you also pay attention and look, you see, I don't know if y'all can see it, there's a shadow. The shadow, there's a line right here. See that line right there? That is the center line. That is the center line of the axle. That is the center line of the center of the wheel. So this is the center line of the spindle. So what I need to do is I need to transfer this line all the way up. So what I can do is I can take this mount and slide this mount back where this 1.5 inch, where this tubing, this DOM tubing, take this tubing right here and slide this tubing backwards or slide it back, not the engine, the tubing, slide the tubing backwards. So the center line of this mount will be in the center line of the cross member and the spindle. So that means that all the weight, in theory, that means all the weight will be pushing center line of here. If it's right here, it probably ain't gonna make no difference, but just for me, just for looks, I think that this needs to be pushed back where the center line of the axle or the kingpin or whatever you want to call it, the spindle, the center of the wheel needs to be in the center line of this engine mount. Therefore, it will all line up and be symmetrical. So that's that. And then once that's done, then I can tack it really good. Quit. So then once that's done, I'll tack it really, really good there. I'll tack it good there, and then I'll tack the tubing to the mount. I'll tack it really good, and then I'll put the gusset on top and I'll tack it as well. And then it all be really, really good tacks, hot tacks. And then I still got clearance. I still got gracious clearance from my steering, anything on my steering, because I'm gonna have to build a custom steering linkage to get to the steering box or get to the steering wheel. So that's where we're at on that. So I'm gonna move the camera back over there. I'm gonna trim off just a little bit on this. Matter of fact, I might just leave the camera where it's at because y'all can see. Holly, you're going to get your big fat donkey ass out of the way now. Come on. Hey. So let me move my camera. Move. Holly, get out of the way. Buddy. Yeah, that's a better angle right there. That's a better angle. All right, I'm gonna trim off. I'm gonna pie the end of that thing and go from there and set it back up there and see what we got, see what it looks like, see if we can live with it. If we can live with it, then we'll go from there and we'll tack this side and then we'll check the other side and we'll do the other side and we'll tack it. Y'all stand by one. All right, fellas, y'all still with me? right, so let's get this thing back up here. Hold on a second. Holly, I had to get my mat. Throw concrete rough on old Jay's legs. Let me pull this tape off. I need to trim on the back side just a little bit. Need to trim just a little more. Just a little more. Y'all hang tight. I'm doing small cuts. Small cuts. It's like chess, not checkers. Let me check this. Or let's see. I appreciate that, TJ. I'm looking at comments. All right. So, oh yeah, I can live with that. Y'all live with that? Can y'all live with that? Because I can live with that. Can y'all live with that? TJ, can you live with that? TJ, can you live with that, my man? All right, now I got my straight line where that's at. All right, now I need to measure this and get the center line of that. Because we don't want to do all this work and then put the thing in there and the sun's gonna be down off. We don't want to do that. So this is 4 inches. This is 4 inches across, 2 inches of center. This is a piece of 1-inch DOM tubing. So we need to set back a 1/2 inch. We need to set forward a 1/2 inch. So draw a line at 1.5 inches, draw a line at 2, draw a line at 2.5, and then 2 is center line, okay? All right. So that means once we put this pipe down there and we line it up and we line our tick marks up and we put the 1.5 inch mark on this side, the 2.5 inch mark on this side, the 2 inch mark is on the center, and that tells us that this mount is center line of the mount. All right. All right, let's do this right here. Let's measure this. That's 3.5. All right, 1/2 of 3 is 1.5. All right, you got 3.5. So that's 3. That's 3.5. 1/2 of that's 1/2. 1/2 of a 1/2 is 1/4. So it's 1 3/4. 1 3/4 is the center line of that. And then we step back 1/2 inch. step back a half, step forward a half inch. So that's where that tube is going to rest when you split the difference on that. So if that goes right there and she goes right there, once I pick this up and move this over, that will be in the center line. Everybody good? Everybody follow me? Let me get down here and read the comments and see where we at. Looks good. I can't replicate it, but I can live with it. All right, with TJ, if you can live with it, baby, we're gonna burn it in. TJ said it looks good. I take his word for it. TJ said it looks good. We rolling with it, boys and girls. We rolling with it. So I'm gonna get my welder out. I'm gonna do a couple little test pieces, make sure you can't go in, can't go in right on it. You gotta test the welder and make sure everything's good, because today's a new day, new dollar, new problems. So let me give you a little piece of scrap steel, check out my welder, make sure my welder's still dialed in. If it's dialed in good to go, then we'll send it. We'll send it. So y'all hang tight. Let me test the welder. Gotta get some gloves on. Gotta get some gloves on. We're gonna test this welder. We're gonna get in there, and TJ said it looked good, so we're gonna weld it. We're gonna put some tacks on it. We're gonna call it a day. Yep, the welder's still dialed in from the other day when we was working, TJ, so ain't nothing changed. Everything's good to go. Whoop, about knocked the camera over. Get the welder over here. Oh no, let me go different with this cable. My luck, I'll knock the damn camera over. I want to do this one time only. All right, that looks good. Y'all ready? There's one tack, contact. Y'all still with me? Let me make sure. Make sure the camera's still good. Yeah, the camera's still good. All right, we're gonna put a tack on this side. Eyeballs? No, y'all ain't got to change. Oh yeah, by the way, it ain't gonna hurt you to look through it with the camera. You'll be fine. There's a good tack on that side. There's a good tack on that side. There's a damn good tack on that side. There's another one to match that one. Alright, so now we got a good tack. Now let's look at something right quick. Let's look at these gussets. And let's figure out what we want to do on these gussets. That ain't right there. Alright, let me turn this welder off, because it is annoying. Alright, so can y'all still, let me see. No, let me change the camera around. So y'all good right there? Everybody good? Let me turn this around. We got our squints on. Okay. All right, so let me see. Let me get y'all back over here on this point of view. All right. So let me turn y'all back around. So now I'm gonna turn the camera this way. Well, shit, fire. Let me bring you on down. For some reason it won't. Now, does that make any sense? I might have to zoom in, fellas. Hold on, I want to get y'all in there. I want to get y'all in there, but for some reason, this camera won't, that's as far as it'll go. It won't zoom down. So I need to get y'all right there. All right, can y'all see that? So I'm gonna walk over here and I'm gonna talk, and you tell me if you can see good, and then I'm gonna come back and read the comments because I got the screen turned around backwards where I can't see the comments. All right, this gusset here, dang, it scared me to death. This gusset goes like that. Okay, I'm pretty sure that's how that goes. Well, I'm pretty sure that's how it's designed to go. I'm pretty sure. I don't know if I like that 100%. I don't know if I like that 100%, but to be honest with you, I don't know if I like that. I really don't know if I like that or not. I'm thinking that it should be white. I'm thinking that it should be white. I'm thinking it should be something like this. All right. I'm thinking it should be something like that. I'm not feeling that right there. I'm not feeling it. I'm not feeling it. So I'm not gonna put these gussets on there, but what I am gonna do is I am gonna tack the small rod to the big rod. I am gonna do that so it won't move. And then I'll design me some gussets that look a little bit better, a little bit cooler. I'm not feeling those. I'm not feeling it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not feeling it. They just look like they're come on now, camera, act right. It just looks like it's it just looks unfinished to me. It looks like it's a baby, right? It's a baby. That's all right though. I'm gonna tack that short tube to the long tube, and then we're gonna go on with it. We're gonna go to the other side. We're gonna do the passenger side, and then we might be done with this one today. This part anyway. I'm locking that. I'm still on my line, so I'm gonna tack it really good. That dog will hunt, boys and girls. That dog will hunt. I'm gonna put a tack on the bottom. I'm going to yeah, let me turn this camera around so we can talk about it a little bit. Woody, I think it just looks, you know what I mean? But what I'm thinking is maybe, yeah, random, yeah. And we don't, and y'all know, boys and girls, we don't do random. We don't do random. So let me show you what I'm thinking. What's up, Elko? Let me see if I can turn this thing around. I don't know what's wrong. Maybe we can do it this way right here. Maybe we can do it this way. All right, y'all see this? So this was the gusset, right? But I'm not feeling that, right? I'm not feeling it. I'm not feeling it, right? It's like she said, I'm not feeling it. You're gonna have to do something different. I'm not feeling it. Jay ain't never heard them words. So, let's look at it like this. All right, so the width of that thing is 3.5 inches, right? The width of that thing is 3.5 inches, right? So, if we go over here, let's just do it together, okay? Let's do it together. All right, so 3.5 inches. So we got 1, 2, 3, 3.5, right? All right, let's do it. So that's 3.5, right? So let's take, and we'll measure from the red line over is what? 3/4 of an inch. So we'll measure over 3/4 of an inch. No, we're gonna build this to scale. 3/4 of an inch. We take this because we know this is straight, right? We're gonna put this up there like so. We're gonna use this as a straight edge, right? We'll do the same thing on this side. We're gonna build it close to scale, right? All right, and the tube, so here's our tube, right? So here's our tube. That's gonna represent our tube, all right? Now, with that being said, if we put that up there like that, all right. So here's our tube, right? So here's our tube. And our tube is okay. So can y'all see that? Y'all can't see that for shit. You can see it now, can't you? It's upside down, all right? So here is all right, this dotted line, the dotted line means that this is going under that, okay? So do y'all see that? So this is the tube on the engine mount. This is the tube this is the hoop. This square right here is what we need, right? And then that dotted line is this actually running under this piece of metal, okay? Does that make sense? So what I'm thinking is we can't be no more than 3.5, right? 3.5 is max, right? I don't know. I don't like that because y'all can't see that. Y'all can't see that. Hold on a second. The damn screen was messed up. Hold on a second, fellas. Let's do this again. It's still the same way. Y'all bear with me. I want y'all to see this. All right, we'll just do it like this. We'll just do it like this. So this is on the engine, okay? This is on the frame. This is what's going to represent the gusset, right? The dotted line represent that this runs under this, right? So if you come over here and look at what we got, if you kind of see what I got drawed, now I'm going to show you. This tube right here is that tube right there, okay? Y'all with me? This tube is that tube. This tube is this tube. This square or rectangle is what we need to build to put over that. The dotted lines means that this tube is running under this piece of metal. Y'all follow me? Does that make sense? If it makes sense, give me a thumbs up. If it don't make sense, I'll explain it again where it makes sense. Let me know. Let me know. I'm gonna get me something to drink. Y'all let me know. And I'm gonna get me a pencil. All right, Mr. Random, I appreciate it. See if I can find me a pencil. I ain't got a pencil. All right. So, if that makes sense, all right, Woody said it makes sense. So, if that makes sense, let's figure out something. Let's draw something to see. Let's draw something. If I do it like this, can y'all see that? I can draw it upside down. Is this upside or so we need something here, right? So we need something from here to here. We need a gusset. These gussets, these little triangles that they sent, just looks like they don't belong. These are some other gussets that I had for something else. They are too wide, and I don't want to cut these, right? I don't want to cut them. But I'm kind of liking what I'm looking at. So what I could do is I could raise this up just a little bit, right? And get this profile right here. Get that profile right there, all right? And then I need to go from there to center line of here. All right, so I need to go from center line to there. All right, and I need to go to center line. Now this is not the scale, this is just spitballing some ideas. Once I put it on CAD, I can fine tweak it, all right? That washer was actually a little bit too big. All right, so that's that, right? Okay. So now we got to get from here to there, right? So we need at least split the difference. All right? Now remember, this, there's nothing there. And this is the tube that runs under. This is the tube. This is the engine mount, right? So now, maybe that looks like a whole lot better. Now, wouldn't it be cool, as long as it didn't do nothing structural, to cut some little accent holes in there or something? But this part, something like that. So we take that, let's go over here and see what we got going on. All right, so maybe something like that, maybe. Let me see if I can. See, Scoot. Thanks, Scoot. Y'all can't really see that. So maybe, let me turn it over. So maybe something like that. And then kind of, it'd be something like, then it will grab the whole tube, right? It would grab the whole tube, plus it would come up pretty good ways this way to grab this, and then it could be welded on the bottom side so it's nice and clean, and go from there. So that looks a whole lot better than that. See that? This doesn't look like it flows, right? Plus this end's radiused, this is radiused. So if I put it up, if I make one of these like that, and then kind of hammer and dolly these edges, where it's kind of radiused a little bit, you know what I'm saying? Like that. I think that will look a whole lot better. And also do two of them. Do one at the top, one at the bottom. Also do, you know, do one. Y'all just bear with me. Bear with me. Well, one-hand band. I also put one on the bottom. You know, I put a gusset here at the bottom to grab the tube to come down, so it would be there. So that's what I'm thinking. So now, since we got that side done, let's I appreciate it. Thanks, y'all. Yeah, it looks a whole lot cleaner. You know what I'm saying? So that's that. So let's go ahead and let's go ahead and do this side. Like I said, let's go ahead and do this one, and then we're doing pretty good today. So y'all hang tight. Y'all hang tight and let me get the other one ready, and y'all get your popcorn. To give me like 5 minutes, or no, it ain't gonna take that long. All right, boys and girls, let's here's the other piece. I'm gonna go ahead and trim off. Um, we're gonna trim off. Let's just look and see what we got going on this one. So I got to trim this one. So I'm gonna cut 1.5 inches off to start with. Let's double check, make sure. Let's measure the other side. We are 5.5. So I'm gonna cut 1 inch off. I'm gonna cut 1 inch off this side, and then we'll go from there and we'll see what we got, and then we'll do the same thing we did on the other side. All right, I'm gonna cut 1 inch off, and then we're gonna check it, and then we'll cut 1/2 inch intervals off if we need to. All right, got 1 inch. Got 1 inch cut off. Got 1 inch cut off on that side. Everything measured the same. Okay. Cut another, we'll cut a 1/2 inch off. Rather do small cuts than big cuts, because small cuts, you can always cut more. You don't want to have to add back, you know what I mean? I appreciate everybody stepping in today, spending time with me on Sunday. All right, so put this in here. Well, I said, looks like we're gonna need about another 1/2 inch. So it's probably gonna end up being 2, just like it was on the other one, but like I said, I appreciate everybody stepping in. If you hadn't hit the subscribe button, take 2 seconds, hit the subscribe button. I'd greatly appreciate it. Hit the thumbs up button, hit the notification bell. I'd greatly appreciate it. It don't cost a dime to hit the subscribe button. I really don't. I don't talk politics. I don't talk religion. Most of the time, it's all about car content, life, stuff like that. Everybody's welcomed. Ain't no hate in my heart for nobody. We only live once, and I want to be here to help motivate people to do better. Therefore, if I help people motivate people to do better, therefore, y'all gonna make me motivate me to do better. And that's what it's all about, being a better person. And so all right, so like I said, what y'all think about that? I'll leave that right there. TJ, you like that? TJ, you think that'll work? I appreciate it. TJ, you motivate me, buddy. TJ, you like that? Does that look good? We can't go no further, y'all, until TJ says it looks good. If TJ don't like it, we gotta fix it. If TJ don't like it, we gotta fix it. If TJ don't like it, we gotta fix it. I gotta measure the center line of the cross member. Cross member is 4 inches. Center line is 2. We got to step back 1.5 inches, and we got to step forward 1.5 inches. Or excuse me, let me take that back. 4 inches, 2 inches is center line. It's 4 inches wide, 2 inches center. That piece of DOM tubing is 1 inch, so we got to step it back at 1.5 inches and 2.5 inches, and that will give us, if we stay in between those lines, we'll be in the center. I've run this center line all the way up to here, so that'll be in the center. And then I got to measure back. I got to measure back here and here. That will give me the center of that, and then we'll go from there. So let me get my stuff together, and then I got to see if TJ said it looked good. If it looked good, we'll put this one in. So we'll give it a good tack. We'll put some glue on it. Let me see what TJ said. I know Bruce. Bruce, I know you're a real person. Hey JG, we got snow last night, and it was 80. Today, snow. Well, TJ, if it looks good, man, I need you to weld it in for me. Can you handle that? Get it, TJ. All right, boys and girls. Y'all still got a bird's eye view? All right, now, you do not have to put on glasses. You do not have to look away from the screen, and you do not have to squint your eyes, because the camera will filter it out for you, okay? So don't worry about looking at the bright light like a moth. You'll be all good, all right? So, all right, boys and girls, I got to double check something. I still got to make sure my engine is where it's supposed to be. Make sure nothing moved. I still got to make sure. We're at 9.5 there. I got to make sure nothing's moved. We're at 10 inches. That's what she said. Ha ha! Come on, Jay. Supposed to be a family channel. Ten inches on that side, so we're good to go, boys and girls. We good to go? Oh, I doubt you'd melt that, TJ. It's pretty thick stuff, buddy. All right. Yes, I know I got shorts on. Yes, I know I got hay-doos on. Do not do like I do, because I got hot yesterday at that daggone lowrider show, and it is what it is. I'm gonna double check that. Man, I measured like 15 times, man. Because I hate doing stuff over. I hate doing stuff. Burn it. TJ said it looked good. I'll take his word for it. Got a little bit of oil in that one. girls, the moment of truth. Moment of truth. Moment of truth. Moment of truth. If it's gonna fall, it's gonna fall with us. I got to take the pressure off of it so I can get these blocks out right here. So I got to let it down. I got to let it down to get it out. All right, now I got to pick it back up. Sorry, fellas. Sorry. Y'all stay tight. Y'all hang with me. God damn it, Jay. Did you fall down? All right, sorry. That son of a gun went crazy. All right. Now, that right there, boys and girls, I apologize. Look, I got it back on my hands now. I don't know what happened. All right, so we good. Look here. Look at this. I got plenty of room. And somebody's probably gonna say, daggone, Jay, that's pretty high. Well, it is pretty high because right here, let's see those welds. My welds? You wanna see my welds or my tacks? What do you wanna see? My welds? There's my welds. Or you wanna see the tacks? There's the tacks. All right, so this had to be high because of this. See this? This is the line for the power steering rack. So if I let this down, if I brought this down closer to this, then the twisting of the engine and the movement of the isolators would potentially get into this. So I like to leave at least a finger distance of flex or anything, right? And some things you don't want tight. Some things you do, you know what I'm saying? So that's that. This is a 95 GT Mustang oil pan, so it's a double, we got the hump in it. That is gracious, plenty of room. If I have to drop the oil pan, I still can get the oil pan out and still like that, right? So that's tacked on that side, that's tacked on that side. She's good to go on there, that side there. Hey, TJ, let me show you something. TJ, see this jack right here? See this jack? Everybody see this jack? This right here is not a transmission jack. That is an ATV motorcycle jack. But guess what? It has a big plate on the top of it for picking up motorcycles and four-wheelers. So guess what? It works fabulous for transmissions. It has a short handle on it. You pull this pin out right there. You can take the handle out of the way. It has a safety lock on it, so when you jack it up so far, it locks in place. You put the handle back in it. You turn the pin. It locks back in. I got this at Harbor Freight. I got it with a coupon. I can't remember exactly what it was at the time that I got it, but it is a Pittsburgh Automotive, but it is a ATV jack or four-wheeler jack. or a motorcycle jack. It works perfect. It comes with these little extensions. It comes perfect. It's perfect for a transmission. And it's low profile. You don't have to strap it. I mean, if you wanted to strap it down, you could. There's an eyelet right there. You could run a strap over the transmission, right? And the other eyelet is right there. You could put a ratchet strap on there to keep it from falling off on you. But that right there is the cat's moyab. So boys and girls, now I got to figure out, you know, and I mean, so you put the lock on it. You know, it's got the lock. See, it's lock, unlock, locked. So when you go to let it down, it's locked. Look, it won't go no further. That's it. So it won't leak down. That's what I use to bolt up my doors. Exactly. Woody, you took it right out of my mouth, brother. You took it right out of my mouth. That was the next thing I was going to say. It actually works great to set doors by yourself. So thanks for that, Woody. I was exactly, you beat me to it, buddy. And like Build on a Budget said, we don't compete, we complete. So you can put it in the lock mode. It's in the lock mode. It won't leak down and your stuff be on the ground. It's good to go. So the other night, last night, I couldn't find the cardboard templates. So here's the templates. And we decided last night that we're not using this, right? We're going to make a whole new custom one, but I am going to use these, right? So this is the way this is. So the first hole is at 3 degrees. So what are you talking about 3 degrees, Jay? So when you set it up, now carburetors like to be set up at 3 degrees to the back. This is getting fuel injection. So we're still going to set it up to 3 degrees. So you put a degree finder, that's a level. I got a degree finder. You put it on you put it on this, and then you adjust this till that's 3 degrees this way, right? So that's what I did. So this is 3 degrees. All right, then I'm gonna make another hole 1 inch lower, what will give me more, and then 1 inch lower. So basically, I'm gonna make these, but the center cross member gonna make something total custom where it looks like it ought to be belong. This just don't look like it belongs. And then this will go here. There'll be one on this side. There'll be one on this side. It'll be boxed in. And then on the other side, there'll be another one on both sides. It'll all be boxed in. And then the transmission cross member will adjust up and down if I need to adjust my pinion angle to dial in my ride height and my pinion angle at ride height, because I can adjust it back there as well, because the coilovers are set at 12.5 inches loaded. So that's how I built the rear end. I built the suspension in the back representing it's 12.5 inches loaded. So that right there, the way it's set up right there right now, will pretend like it's loaded with something on it with weight, and it's got 300 pound springs or 275s, I can't remember, on the coilovers that are coming next week. So that is loaded. So now all I got to do is make sure all this matches this, and then on the zero plane, and then I can fine tune it whenever I need to fine tune it. Because I know that aluminum box, it don't weigh much, but once you start putting stuff on and tacking stuff on or putting stuff in, it's going to start. So I have to adjust the coilovers to get the pinion angle. So the pinion angle is set at 0 right now. The link bars are 23 inches center line, right? And the pinion angle is set at 0, but when it's set at ride height, the pinion angle needs to be set at 3 degrees down. This will be 3 degrees down. So when you gas on it, it goes to 0. I think you use the middle. I think you'd use the middle so you could go both ways. I don't, JG, I don't know what that means. If you're using the top hole, how can it be adjustable? Okay. All right, I didn't see that comment. All right, so the top hole is 3 degrees. That's where, if it was fixed, like if I made a bracket and it didn't have nothing but that, that's at 3 degrees. that's at 3 degrees. So if I made a transmission mount that was just this part right here and bolted in there, it would not be adjustable. It's 3 degrees. You're never going to go higher. You're never going to change this to 0. Your starting point is 3 degrees. So you can go down, but you can't go up, right? You can't go, the way I was taught, you don't go down, you don't go up in degrees, you go down. So it'd be -3 degrees, right? So if you set this at -3 degrees, this is already set at -3 degrees because the rack and pinion, all this is set, because if you look, this is narrow than this because this is set at 3 degrees. This is already set at 3 degrees, right? Yeah, I did say that. You would adjust it up and down. So this would be the final adjustment, which would be 3 degrees. But if I needed to drop the transmission down to change my angle, my pinion angle, because I'm changing my rear end pinion angle, I could move the cross member from this hole to this hole. Therefore, that changes my degree pitch, because 3 degrees there is not 3 degrees here. Because if you put a degree finder here and it's 3 degrees here, and you put the degree finder here, it's not going to be 3 degrees there. Just like if it's a quarter, looks like if it's an 1/8 inch out here, it's not going to be an 1/8 inch. It's not going to be an 1/8 of an inch out there, because that's 4 foot. So you say 4 foot times 1/8 of an inch, that tells you how far that goes that way. Does that make sense? And then if these brackets are like this, then if I need to adjust it, then all I need to do is just lower the transmission one bolt hole, down, and that will give me adjusted. So this acts as the center point, like 0, but it's not 0, right? This is my center point, and then I can adjust it down. You'll never go up, except if you was here, you would go back up to where you started from, but you'll go down. Does that make sense? This is the way I was taught. So if somebody knows somewhere different, and the driveline guy that taught me has been doing drive lines for 50 some years, 60 some years. He's, if you go to the NASCAR Hall of Fame over in Mooresboro, Charlotte, and you look on the wall where it says the wall of shame, honestly, 90% of the shit that's on the wall is the stuff that he done when he worked for Petty's and Tex Racing in the back. It's not considered cheating until you get caught. Yeah, it's like a gradual slope. Yes, it's a gradual slope. Yep. Because this, oh, my finger's in the way. This is going to change. When the suspension settles, this is going to go up. Oh. So when the suspension settles, the pinion angle is going to go up. And then when all this settles and the springs are in it and everything settles, this is going to go down. So if this goes up and this goes down, then I need to be able to adjust my pinion angle at ride height. And the way I was taught to adjust the pinion angle at ride height is 3 degrees down, right? 3 degrees down. So you got 3 degrees down here and 3 degrees down here, plus or minus. And then when you get on the gas, the drive shaft levels out at 0. And the drive shaft is not straight. It's not level and it's not straight. It's at an angle and it's at a degree, because U-joints need to be put on a load where they're turned. And so I'll also show it right here. Right here. See, I got a little bit of instructions for the cross member stuff, the hub to hub kit that we bought. So it says, do not set chassis level front to back. We suggest you set the chassis 2 to 3 degrees forward rake to simulate a final stance on level ground. The ideal crankshaft angle generally is 3 degrees down in the rear to the level of the carburetor. If the couple degrees of angle makes the engine fit with less effort, that will be okay, as long as the engine's true angle is not that critical. Carburetors can easily handle more angle. And then right here it says block the engine up in place with at least 5/8 of clearance to allow the engine weight to settle the rubber isolators, trim the tubes to fit. So basically this is what we just did this morning together. And then these are the engine mounts that I used on the block, right? So, and then they kind of give you some pictures, some whatever. I've been using Fat Man stuff for a long time. They're out of business now. So I just got bits and pieces of stuff to kind of make this work. And then I got to fab my own stuff. But my car's got a Fat Man front underneath it, the hub-to-hub kit. You know, just, this is literally all the stuff that I have, right? And then here's the parts list, and this is pretty much it. And I'm going to make copies of all this because there's a lot of information in here, and this company's closed. They went bankrupt at the end of the year last year. So there is a lot of stuff in here that, you know, for your DIY. But I've been doing this a long time, so when you look at me and you hear me say stuff, it's not because I just figured this all out by myself. Now, I did figure out some stuff, but a lot of this stuff is somebody else's. See, this is a lot of somebody else's. This is Fat Man's design over the last 50-some years. I mean, look at them welds. So this is what I'm basing everything. And see, when I build the steering, I'm going to have to build something like that. But there's a lot of different hub-to-hub kits out there and stuff like that. But typically, they already put the 3-degree rake in the suspension. So if you look at this is higher than that. So these cups are already setting 3 degrees back. So the suspension is 3 degrees back. Therefore, you have more adjustment in your cast and camber. The cross member is level, but these are not. So that's why it says to set it up that way. Hope that makes sense. Did I miss anything? Yeah, I'm going to. I got a Harbor Freight jack. I got the same one. Yeah, they're good stuff. Well, boys and girls, I hope everybody enjoyed this episode. You know something that I wish I would have done, TJ? I wish when I started posting videos, I think you're doing it. I think you're doing it. I think you're doing it. I think I seen it on your channel, honestly. I wish that I would have, and I can go back and do it, but I'll have to do it from a computer. I can't do it from, I gotta get something. I can't do it from my phone because it would take me forever. I need to get on a computer, which I don't have. I don't have a desktop, a laptop, or a notebook. I don't have any of that. The only thing I have is this iPhone. So I need to go back. I think it's TJ. TJ, correct me if I'm wrong. It might have been somewhere else, but for some reason, I think it was TJ's. And it might have been SKD's. And then TJ, if you haven't done it and you don't have a lot of videos, and anybody that's starting a YouTube channel that's posting videos, I would highly suggest numbering your videos. Like episode 1, like ESP, episode 1, episode 2, episode 3, episode 4, episode 5, all the way up, like ESP hashtag number, ESP hashtag number. And do that because it just makes it a whole lot nicer, in my opinion. Like, remember on episode 67, we done this? I thought it was you. I thought I seen you doing that, and I think SKD does it too. Man, I need to do mine, but I need to get on a laptop or a computer or a desktop to go through there and edit. And I got looking last night, there's over 1,000 videos. But it needs to be done. It needs to be done. So I just need to sit down one night and just go through there and put episodes and just put the numbers on it, and then go from there and go. So if anybody is just now starting out their YouTube channel, or you don't have that many videos, I highly suggest go back, like TJ and SKD, go back and number your episodes. Yeah, because I'm telling you, man, I did not realize, I post a lot, and I did not realize how many videos that I actually had. There's a lot. There's a lot. There's a lot on you. There's a lot on Facebook too. There's a lot of tech videos on YouTube, or excuse me, there's a lot of tech videos on Facebook that I can't get over on YouTube that I wish I could. And I just noticed the other night, Facebook sent me a thing. I hit 10,000, and then I hit 10,000 subscribers or followers on Facebook, and then I got to looking, and I think it's up to like 11,000 now. So that's crazy. Yeah, I got to organize my playlist. Yeah, organization is key. So it's 12 o'clock here in North Carolina on the East Coast. I appreciate every single one of you. Again, I appreciate all the super chats, all the gifts today, the new members that have joined the JG family. Everybody's family. Everybody's family. Everybody's fam. Everybody's fam. I really appreciate that. That helps do whatever. I was talking to a guy last night, or talking to a guy yesterday at the show, and he's like, man, I'd really like to do more YouTube. He's like, dude, but it's hard work. He said, I've been following you for 3 or 4 years. He said, dude, it's hard work. He said, man, it's hard work. It is a full-time job, plus doing everything else. So it's been an hour, 123 minutes. Now, I did get work. Now, 87SS, he always says, man, I can't ever get nothing done when I go live, because you can get lost down the rabbit hole in the comments. Now, if you want to bullshit and talk later, we can talk after the fact, but we got shit to do. We got work to do. That's why you hear, I can bull crap just like the rest of you, and I can talk the ears off a billy goat, but people want to see stuff get done, and that's what I try, and I like doing stuff like that. And I don't know if it was 87 or somebody asked it, man, how do you stay on track when you're doing stuff like that? Well, you got to understand, man, I teach at the college, and I might have 25 or 30 kids, high school kids, that it's like herding cats. And you got like 52 minutes to get the lecture out, and you got to keep it popping. You got to keep it interesting. You got to keep it popping. You got to keep the comedy going. You got to keep you can't be out there like this. Welcome to my class. Today, we're going to put on engine mounts on this F100. Today, we're going to take this chromoly tubing, and we're going to cut it and trim it until we get to what we need to do. So everybody, let's get to work. You can't do that, man. You can't be the dry, itchy eye guy commercial. You can't do it. I ran solid mounts on the driver's side in poly. Why did you do that? You can't be the Visine dry, itchy eyes. Most people don't know who that is. Woody does. He laughed. He knows what. You can't be monotoned. And there's some people that ask me, they say, man, my channel's not doing too good, man. I don't know what's going on. Well, I don't never beat another man's channel up or another man's work up. But if you asked me my opinion, you can't be monotoned. You can't, I just did it for conversation starter. Okie dokie. Fair enough. So you got to keep it interesting, right? You got to keep, motivation of the day. You got to relate to people. You got to connect to people. You got to let people know that, hey, I'm just like you. I shit between 2 feet just like the next person. I put my britches on one leg at a time. And if you say that you put your britches on 2 legs at a time, send me a video. I want to see you jump in your britches with 2 legs at the same time, because you're going to fall and hit your head on a coffee table. I promise you. We're all the same. We're all the same. If I cut my arm, I'm going to bleed blue. No, Jay, we're going to bleed red. No. Blood is blue until it hits oxygen. When it hits O2, it turns to blue. It turns to red. All right. So we're all the same. We're all the same. We're all in it together. We're all pushing this. We're all paddling. Yeah, 84 Cuddy. 84 Cuddy. Them are good guys, man. 84 Cuddy, Tulu TV, 87 SS, Build on a Budget, 95, Dusty's Garage, Woody Wood, everybody, Scoot. Man, I don't want to leave nobody out. Ray Outdoor, Bruce Morris, Elko, all them guys, man, that you see in other people's news feed. Like when you go to somebody else and you see the same people over and over, the same people over and over. The frequent flyers is what I call them, the frequent flyers. When you see every one of those, until they show me different, they're good people. Well, JG, you the same as me, man, JG. Do you pop up in other people's news feeds? JG, do you pop up in other people's news feeds? So, I don't build on a budget. He's getting better popping up in other people's news feeds. He's getting better popping up in other people's news feeds. We can all do better, including myself. He was like, daggone Jay, you do a lot now. We can all do better. 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 Everybody can do better. Everybody, including myself. Including myself. My objective for today is I got some stuff I got to do. I got to do a little bit of mowing. I got to do a little weed eating. I got to do a little bit of this. But I said I really want to get these engine mounts on. And I could have come out here and I could have come out here and knocked these engine mounts out in like 30 minutes. With no camera on, no dialogue, no content, no nothing. But I know you guys and gals subscribe to the channel. We're over 3,000. Thank you very much. I know y'all expect to see content every day, at least every day. Yesterday, y'all got y'all's asses flooded yesterday. If y'all didn't watch yesterday, if y'all didn't watch yesterday, I did like 6 lives yesterday. And then I had to do a bunch of stuff last night because they got monetized. They didn't get monetized. They got copyright issued because of the music. So I had to go in there and edit all the music out of it. So we're going to see so all the music is going to be took out, which I knew it was going to happen, but I wanted you guys to come with me to that because I was super excited about that. So if you haven't watched those videos, there's 6 of them, I believe. They're like 30-minute videos. I don't expect you to sit down and watch every single one of them. The first one, we did a road trip over there. The second one, I walked around, and then I just kept doing that. And then they had the hopping competition. I don't know which one that was. And then there was one where I was eating street tacos and street corn, and then that's that. And I didn't even go live on the way back because I was whooped. I was beat. So, I'm going to try to do more. And for all you turkey hunters out there, this Saturday is full-fledged turkey day, and I hope to God that I get a turkey this Saturday. I'm only when I can, sometimes more. Oh, yeah, I know, JJ. You do. Oh, yeah, dude, them street tacos. Yeah, we don't even want to talk about that. Street tacos and street corn, get in me belly. Get in me belly. Yeah. So, drop that GPS. Drop that GPS pin. Yeah, Youth Day come in Saturday. I seen a bunch of people posting on Facebook, people killing turkeys. Saturday is go time for big boys. So I got to get my gear together this week. I got a busy week, man. I got a busy week. I need to go to Stock Car Steel, get some aluminum. If I go to Stock Car Steel, another road trip. I got a guy coming today around 2 o'clock today. I got to get some stuff straightened up when they get here. I got to see what's going on. I got a busy week this week, a lot of stuff going on. On this, I got to get this moved. Man, I'm gonna tell you, man. If I film, I filmed a hunt before, and if I do it, I can't. I'll have to. See, here's the bad thing about it. If I film a hunt, I can't post it because it'll get flagged. No, I did not sell the wagon, but I might sell it today. I had some people interested in it, but might sell it today. Don't know. So that'd be great. I need to get my sons. I want to strip some of the, and I might strip some panels off of the G body today, or I might clean up the engine bay. I don't know. I might not run that machine today. I might just get it back down off the lift and start cleaning up the engine bay. Put a battery in it to see what works and don't work. Waiting on stock car steel to get the ID pipe in stock. What kind of pipe you getting? You getting like this? This chrome ollie? What you getting? I got to get some 5051 aluminum because I got to build a gas tank for this 61 Ford box truck. So that'll be interesting too. So what are you building, nobody? And if everybody don't know what stock car steel is a place over in Mooresville. And since you got NASCAR and everything over there at Charlotte, they supply a lot of stuff that's used in stock car racing. Chrome ollie tubing, titanium, aluminum, steel, aluminum tubing, and everything's indoors. So that's where I get my aluminum, my chrome ollie. It's about 40-minute ride to get there, plus or minus, and they are very, very 1/8-inch ball for bicycle down tubing. Oh, so you're not getting none of this. You're not getting this 1.5-inch DOM tubing or this 1-inch DOM tubing. 1/8-inch ball for bicycle tubing, motorized bicycle. Cool. So that's where I get a lot of stuff from over there. And I can't shear the 1/8 inch. I can shear everything else. Yeah, thin wall. My shear can do 16 gauge steel and up to like 16 gauge aluminum. It won't do 1/8 inch. I tried. Now I do a small piece, but it won't do a soil sheet. So basically what I do is I just call over there and I just get them to shear a 4-foot by 8-foot sheet in half, and I go over there and get it. Oh, okay, cool. Got you. And then I'll get some sheet metal. I'll get some DOM tubing. I'll get some little odd and end stuff over there. But I usually go over there and try to get a little bit of stuff in stock because, like I said, it's 45 minutes over there, and then you figure 30 minutes to get loaded, and then 40 minutes back. So you got 160 minutes, and then you got 30. So you got 6, 7, 8, 9. You got 200 minutes. You got 6. So you gone 2.5 hours out of the day. 3 hours out of the day, you're gone pretty much. And you're not in the shop. I can bill some of that time because it is for the customer stuff, but not all of it. So I can't bill all of it because I did get more stuff. So you only have to bill accordingly because it's not fair to bill one client the whole bill of the riding time over there and back when you just went over there to get 2 pieces of 5051 aluminum. And somebody's gonna say, well, you was already there. Why don't you charge them? Well, if that's the case, then you need to divide it up. So if I was going for 3 hours, then basically what you need to do is charge 1 riding time for the client, 1 riding time for the shop, and then one, for stock. So if it's 45 minutes over there, then you charge that customer 45 minutes. And then on the way back, you charge the company, which is the company, you charge them 45 minutes on the way back. So the client eat half the bill. Well, I won't say eat half the bill. The client paid for riding over there. The company paid for the ride back. And yes, Going to, yes. That's why I'm getting 2 sheets, Woody. That's why I'm getting 2 sheets. So if I F up one piece, we can do it again. So that 50-51, we should be able to, and I need to clean that pipe anvil up, like really, really good, so I don't scratch the aluminum. I don't know. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try. 1/4 inch wall, 1 inch seat post. Oh man. 32 aluminum paper tabs. Hey, don't make a mistake. Hey, we all make mistakes every day, man. I don't consider them as mistakes. I don't consider mistakes or failures as failures. That's what I was telling somebody yesterday. A mistake is not a mistake if you learn something from it. You learn something from it. But if you do the same thing over again, then it is a mistake. So if I stick my finger in a light socket and I get electrocuted, is that a mistake or did I learn something? Well, if I take my finger and stick it back in the light socket after I got shocked the first time, then that is a mistake of stupidity, or I just like getting electrocuted. If I learned not to stick my finger in the light socket, then that's a lesson learned. It's not a failure. Now, if something doesn't work out right and doesn't go, I don't consider it as a failure. I consider it as a lesson learned. That didn't work, or that don't look. And sometimes something works, but it just don't look right. Case in point, the transmission cross member for the truck. I kept the cross member out of the Mustang because it was already there and I didn't have to think about nothing. But now I got it in the chassis and we all agree, including myself, it just looks unfinished and it looks like, I think the key word the other night was, it don't belong. The key word is, it don't belong. So it don't belong. So what's that mean? We're gonna make something that looks like it belongs. I learned now I'm retired, 100,000 cars aren't for me anymore. I learned now I'm retired, 100,000 cars aren't for me anymore. Well, I'm glad you retired, and I don't know. Yeah, 100K cars are not for everybody, that's for sure. But sometimes we run down that rabbit hole and we build $100,000 cars and we didn't actually mean to. Sometimes we gotta just walk away. And but they sure do look nice though. They sure do look nice. So boys and girls, I've been on there for 140 minutes. You should have started that conversation with Mopar. The word Mopar in a dictionary is money bags. Mopar is expensive. You should have started that conversation. You should have started that conversation was, I've been dealing with Mopars for 30 years. And I'm going to say, yes, that right there is lots of money. You know what Dodge stands for in the dictionary? You know what Dodge stands for in the dictionary? Look up the word dodge. It means to avoid, to stay away from. I try to stay away from all Mopars and all Dodges as much as I can. All right, boys and girls, I appreciate every single one of you. I can stay on here all day and all night and talk, but ain't nobody gonna come back and watch this video. It's 140 minutes long. I doubt anybody will watch it after you guys get off here. And I appreciate every single one of you. Remember what I said, boys and girls, y'all know what to say. Don't worry about the man up the road or down the road. Sweep off your own front porch before sweeping off anybody else's. Put God first, let loose and drag. Peace and chin grease them out. I appreciate every single one of you. Thanks for all the super chats and the new members. I greatly appreciate it. Thanks a lot. Y'all have a great day. Get out there and do something. Make the day productive. Don't sit on the couch in your damn white socks and play with your goober and eat peanut butter jelly sandwiches. Get outside and do something. Be productive. Remember what I said, boys? Well, Martin, I'm sorry you just got here, man. You'll have to go back and watch the video. I appreciate every single one of you. Remember what I said, boys and girls, don't worry about the man up the road or down the road. Sweep off your own front porch while sweeping off anybody else's. Put God first, that loose end drag, piece of chicken grease, I'm out.